Welcome back to another video. In today's video, for the first time ever, we have a New Japan predictions video. This is going to be the Wrestle Dynasty prediction, just because this is more of a collaboration event with New Japan and AEW. So yeah, we're going to be covering it a little bit. We'll do a results video after as well. But yeah, today we're just doing predictions. How are you looking at the card and what you feeling so far?
Yeah, I mean, it looks really good. There's people from all over the place. We have AEW people, Ring of Honor, CMML, Stardom, obviously New Japan. So yeah, there's people from all over, essentially the world, coming together in this card. So that's amazing to see. Obviously, you would love to see, other companies get involved in some of these. But, that'll happen when it happens. But yeah, for what it is, this is an amazing card, though.
Yeah, before we continue, I want to say if I do pronounce anybody's name wrong, I do apologize. I'm just an American, so yeah, I'll probably be bad at a lot of these. But yeah, we're going to start on the pre-show with a big match, a match I'm really interested in, and this is the International Women's Cup Final, where Willow, Athena, Momo Watanabe, and Persephone from CMLL. I apologize if I got that wrong. I probably did. But who do you think gets the win here?
So this one is for they get to choose a title match from the promotion of their choosing. So with that being said, I think I'm gonna go with Willow. I could see Persephone winning. I've seen a lot. I don't know how to say her name, but I have seen a lot from her on Twitter, some highlight videos, and I see her name on cards going all over and whatnot. But yeah, it would be cool to see Willow win. So yeah, I think I'm just gonna go with Willow just because I think it'd be cool.
For me, I'm gonna go with Athena. I don't really think she's gonna win, but she's more of who I want to win here. Because I think if she wins, she can't challenge for the Ring of Honor World Champion because she is still the Women's Ring of Honor World Champion. So for her to go a different company, hopefully I'd kind of want it to be AEW, just because for a while now we've been asking for Athena to show up on Dynamite, show up in AEW in general, really. So I think with a win here, her potentially going after Mariah May, that would be, I think, a really fun match. So yeah, that's who I'm going to go with. In the other pre-show match, we got the Sons of Texas, Dustin Rhodes and Sammy Guevara take on House of Torture for the Ring of Honor World Tag Team Champions. Who do you got winning this one?
I think a lot of AEW people are going to come up winning with this one, so I will go with the House of Torture. Dustin and Sammy have had it for quite a while now. I don't know exactly when they won it. I don't really remember. But they've had it for quite a while. They defended it quite a lot. And yeah, I think they'll probably lose it here and then maybe win it back at another point at a Ring of Honor pay-per-view or something maybe.
Yeah. For me, I'm going to go with Dustin and Sammy to retain. I just don't know what the scheduling looks like of how many people are going to be able to come over back to America to defend the belt. Obviously, they can keep the belts in Japan for a little while to just defend them there. But I think for the most part, a lot of champions will stay the same on the night. So yeah, I'm going to let it stay in Ring of Honor for now. But going into the main card, we're going to start with a banger match, a match that I'm really excited for this one. Zack Sabre Jr. versus Ricochet. Ricochet's first match back, I believe, in New Japan. So yeah, who do you have winning this one?
Yeah, for this one, I think I'm going to go with Zack Sabre Jr. We've been seeing the kind of decline of Ricochet on television, obviously in kayfabe, as we just seen at this past pay-per-view after he lost to Okada. That Swerve came out and kind of embarrassed him in front of the crowd, and I think he'll lose here and he'll continue probably losing some more, and he'll eventually just have this big breakdown, and we'll see a rogue Ricochet who potentially joins the Hurt Business. But yeah, I think he'll lose here, and Zack Sabre Jr. picks up the big win.
Yeah, this match, really excited to see the clash of styles between the two. Zack Sabre, obviously a grappler, a wrestler, with Ricochet, the high flyer. But I'm going to go with Zack Sabre Jr. get the win here, pretty much for the reasons you mentioned. Ricochet is on the downcline right now. He's kind of getting embarrassed. If possible, I do think it's a potential we see Swerve may interfere after the match to set up a Ricochet Swerve match at the next show, potentially. But yeah, this should be a pretty fun match. Next up, we have, this could depend on what happens at Wrestle Kingdom, but Takeshita taking on Shingo Takagi on Wrestle Kingdom. The winner will face Tomohiro Ishii for the Never Open Weight and the International Championship at Wrestle Dynasty. Who do you have for this one?
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Takeshita. I just don't see a world where he's gonna lose just yet. He's been doing amazing things. He's one of the better defending AEW champions at the moment, and yeah, I just don't want to see him lose this title. And I could definitely see him walking around with two belts.
Yeah, I definitely think we're getting 2 belt Takeshita as well. Yeah, I think a lot of the belts, like I said, are going to stay here. However, I do think we'll see a few title changes potentially, maybe 1 or 2. But yeah, I'm going to go Takeshita as well. Next up, though, we have Yota Tsuji versus Jack Perry. Who do you have win this match?
I don't know much about Yoda. I haven't seen the name, haven't seen much about him. But I have seen Jack Perry, so I'm gonna go with Yoda. Jack Perry isn't really in no big storylines or doing really anything right now. So yeah, I think this could be a cool one for Yoda.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Yoda as well. Yeah, pretty much the same reason. I just don't think Jack Perry needs to win, and I don't know what the storyline for Yoda is right now. But I'm sure it would be a nice little one for him under his belt. Next up, though, a big match. His return, first match in I don't forget how long, but Kenny Omega versus Gabe Kidd. This should be a really fun match. The story I've been really enjoying it, seeing on through Twitter and stuff like that. But yeah, who do you have winning this match?
Yeah, I'm definitely going with Kenny Omega as his big return. Obviously, you want to build him up to kind of get him more towards Ospreay, towards the Swerve, towards just all the champions in general. Just not even just in AEW, but potential Ring of Honor champions. Just everywhere, every champion. I think the belt collector could be coming back at some point during 2025. But yeah, this is going to be a really cool match. I'm unfamiliar with Gabe Kidd. I've seen a lot of highlights and things like that. But yeah, I'm very excited to get to know him in a match with Kenny Omega.
For me, now this is mainly going off of I don't know how big Gabe Kidd's stock is right now in New Japan, but I do think that Gabe Kidd will get the win here. It's because maybe if obviously a win over here makes him a huge deal, beating Kenny Omega, one of a New Japan great. So I think if you were to get the win here, you have a big star potentially, and hopefully it's like a star-making match for him to elevate him to that next level. Next up, though, we have Shota Umino take on Claudio Castagnoli. Who do you have for this one?
Once again, it's another person I'm not very familiar with, unfortunately, with Shota Umino. And yeah, I'm gonna go with Claudio just because I don't really know a lot. But yeah, I don't know much, so I can't really give you an in-depth opinion on this.
Yeah, for me, I'm going to go with Shota Umino. The night before, he's going against Zack Sabre Jr. for the IWGP World Champion. So I do think he loses on that match, but he gets the rebound win versus Claudio. So it should be a pretty fun match. I've seen the Ospreay Shota match. Well, it was one of my favorite matches of Will Ospreay, and I think that was the 2023 match. But yeah, really good match, or it should be a really good match between Shota and Claudio. Next up, though, we have David Fillington on Brody King. Should be a pretty fun match as well. Who do you have winning this one?
Yeah, this is one that I am very familiar with. I've seen quite a few David Finlay matches and obviously a ton of Brody King. And I think this is like a sleeper match of the night type of pick right here. I think they could definitely outperform their expectations. Brody King is someone who I really love. He's been growing on me a lot, especially more towards the singles matches he's been doing recently. So I do think Brody King gets the win here. That could potentially set him up with a big win like this to potentially go after a title. But yeah, I think either person who wins this is a very big win, but I think Brody could potentially use this to elevate him to a solo title finally.
Yeah, I agree. I'm going to go with Brody King as well. I don't know if this is true, but I think I heard a while back that David Finlay's contract with New Japan was running up sometime soon. I don't know if that's right or wrong, so sorry if I'm wrong. But I do think Brody King gets the win. Like you said, I think he's on a very big incline after this kind of classic performance he had. And yeah, I think big things are coming for him in 2025. So start off the year with a big win over David Finlay should be pretty fun. Next up, we have the IWGP Vacant Tag Team Champions on the line, where Great Okan and his to-be-determined opponent, or teammate, will take on the Young Bucks. Young Bucks' first return match in Japan in quite a while as well, I believe. Who do you think wins this match?
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Great Okan's team. Like you said, we haven't really seen the Young Bucks in action or on TV just in general since they kind of got ran out of the building by the Death Riders. Or we don't really know if it was the Death Riders. They haven't really kind of gave us any backstory to that, but assuming it was the Death Riders, yeah, I'm gonna go with Great Okan. Don't know much about him to be completely honest, but yeah, I just think it makes sense in story.
For me, I want to go with the Young Bucks because I think with the storyline that they're maybe trying to tell is that they're might be scared of the Death Riders. Is that Young Bucks kind of run away to Japan and stay in Japan for a few months, maybe hold the tag team belts to get maybe a new tag team. I don't know what the tag division looks like in New Japan right now, but I think they hold it for a little while, eventually drop it, and then maybe Death Riders have to go to Japan to find them and have that big match. But should be a pretty fun match. Next up, and it's probably going to be the main event. I don't know what it's really looking like right now, but we have Mercedes Moné take on Mina Shirokata in a winner takes all match for the women's New Japan Strong Champion and the United Undisputed British Women's Champion. Who do you have winning this one?
Yeah, so when we're kind of going over the matches before we started recording, I was pretty convinced Mercedes was going to win, but then the more I thought about it, I thought, the New Japan Strong Women's Championship has been in AEW for a very long time now, and I could almost guarantee you they really want that back to kind of put that back on some of their people. Obviously, it being on Mercedes is good for them, like good promotion for Mercedes to be holding that belt and them just seeing the New Japan title all the time. But yeah, I do think Mina Shirakawa wins it, just to kind of bring that title back to New Japan. I think it's needed. I think this is a safe way for Mercedes to kind of take a loss because Mina is someone who's super over in Japan especially, but now in America as well, with the feud that she's been having with Toni Storm and Mariah May and whatnot. But yeah, Mina Shirakawa is amazing, and every match that I've seen from her so far has been great, so I have no reason to believe that this will be any different. And yeah, I'm gonna go with her to win it all.
Yeah, for me, I'll copy you as well. I'm gonna go Mina as well. Mina 2 belts as well. I think that would be really fun. Yeah, I think Mercedes wants to kind of maybe focus back on AEW, maybe try to have like a big storyline potentially with somebody there. But yeah, I think Mina getting the win over Mercedes helps her not only just in general, but her stock in AEW as well. Coming back to AEW would be nice. Coming back with 2 belts, Mercedes without one of her belts would be really cool. Maybe kind of starts the decline of Mercedes. Potentially have a, I don't know who she would drop the belt to or not after she did just beat Chris Statlander. So maybe we do see the downfall of Mercedes, at least in kayfabe, obviously. So yeah, maybe she does lose this.
Is that even maybe a threat of Camille coming in and kind of helping throw something? We don't necessarily know if she's even still with AEW completely. We don't really know what's going on with her at all, really. But yeah, there is like a possibility of her getting involved and costing her just to kind of protect Mercedes even further.
Yeah. But yeah, that would do it for our AEW Wrestle Dynasty, our New Japan and AEW Wrestle Dynasty predictions. Again, sorry if we didn't give you some in-depth analysis on each match, just because our knowledge of New Japan is still pretty small. We're trying to get a little bit better with it. But yeah, I'm really excited for this card. I'm going to try to stay up and watch it. Definitely watching Wrestle Kingdom, though, because that's obviously always a great show. I've been watching the past 2 years. That's always been fun. But yeah, if you guys like this video, make sure to like and subscribe, and we will catch you guys in the next video.